Hello everyone. So our today's topic of discussion is linear equations, and in this video we'll be understanding how to solve linear equations with one variable, linear equation with two variables. We'll also be understanding how to form linear equations. Apart from these two questions, they can also ask you questions based on interpretation of linear equations, then how to form linear inequalities. Okay. So apart from forming the equation, they can also ask you to form linear inequalities. They can also ask you to convert linear equation from one form to the other. Okay. This video is only for ACT students. It's not for GMAT or GRE students. These type of questions come in ACT exam, that's it. And as far as this chapter is concerned, for the ACT students, you do get a lot of questions from this chapter. You do get the easiest questions from this chapter. Like for example, they can give you something as simple as if x by 10 is equal to 5, find the value of x. Okay, and they can give you difficult questions also, that is basically the word problems. Okay, all right, so what we'll be doing is we'll be starting off with how to solve a linear equation with one variable and with two variable. Then based upon that, we'll be solving questions, probably 9 to 10 questions of different types. Once done with that, then we'll move on to the second part, that is how to form linear equations using the statements given to us. Okay, these are the two things that we will be covering up in this video. So approximately we'll be solving around 19 to 20 questions. All right, it's a very important topic. So whenever I'm going to show you a question on the screen, I would expect you to pause the video and try the question yourself. Okay. All right, let's start. Let's begin. So solving linear equations with one and two variable. Let's understand. So the first question is based on solving linear equation with only one variable. Let's read the question. 15 years later, Alex's age will be thrice of his age 5 years ago. Find Alex's present age. Now, whenever you talk about this chapter linear equation, there are like three things that you have to do. No matter what type of question you may have, there are at most three things that you have to do. The very first thing is you have to read the statement or read the question and determine the variable. So for example, in the above question, I'm going to take age to be a variable. I'm going to say that, okay, let the present age of Alex be X, or whatever you want to take it to be A, Y, that's completely your call. Second step that you have to do is you need to form the equation. The data that is given to you in the equation, using that data, you have to form the equation. And the third thing that you have to do is then you'll have to solve the equation. These are the three things that you have to do. You have to read the equation, you have to read the equation, you have to determine the variable, you have to form the equation with the help of the data given to you in the equation, and then you have to solve the equation. These are the three things that you will be doing in almost every question. Now in the case where you have to form the equation, you will be restraining yourself to the first two steps. If you have to solve, then you're going to go to the third step also. All right, let's start with question number 1. So I hope you all have read the question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Alex present age to be X. I'm going to take Alex's present age to be X. So I can say that 15 years later, his age will become 15 plus X. His age will become 15 plus X. And 5 years ago, his age will become X minus 5. Because his present age is X, so 5 years ago, automatically his age will become X minus 5. Now they have given us a relationship, that is 15 years later, Alex's age will be thrice of his age 5 years ago. So 15 years later is 15 plus X. Thrice the age 5 years ago, so that is 3 times into X minus 5. Because 15 years later the age is 3 times the age that was 5 years ago. So this will be the equation. That is 15 plus x is equal to 3 times into x minus 5. Now let's solve this. So 15 plus x is equal to 3x minus 15. So 30 is equal to 2x, or x will be equal to 15. So Alex's present age is equal to 15, hence the answer to this question is 15. They could have also asked you find the Alex's present age 10 years after, or 10 years before, or 20 years after, or 12 years before. They can ask you any question. The point is you have to follow this. You're going to read the equation, you're going to determine the variable, you're going to form the equation, and you're going to solve the equation. These are the only 3 things that you have to do. There is no fourth thing. Alright, let's move on to the second one. Second one is a linear equation with 2 variables. So pause the video and try this question, please. At least try to form the equation. Alright, let's read this one. So a store sells notebook for $5 each and a pen for $4 each. If John buys a total of 10 notebooks and pens for $44, how many pens did he buy? Alright, fine, fair enough, no problem. So what I can do is I can consider the number of notebooks to be n. So I can say that the number of notebooks that he purchased is equal to n, and the number of pens that he purchased is equal to p. So he buys a total of 10 notebooks and pens, so that means n plus p is equal to 10. And he paid a total of $44. Now if a notebook costs $5, then n notebooks will cost $5n. If a pen costs $4, then p pen would cost $4p. And sum of these two amounts will be equal to 44. Sum of these two amounts will be equal to 44. Now I have to solve this equation. I have to solve these two equations. N plus p is equal to 10 and 5n plus 4p is equal to 44. Now there are two ways of solving this. The first method is basically known as the substitution method. The first method is known as the substitution method. That is, you find out the value of one of the variables from one of the equations and you put it in the second equation. So I can say that from the first one that n will be equal to 10 minus p. Now in place of n in the second equation, I'm going to put 10 minus p. So this will become 5 into 10 minus p plus 4p is equal to 44. So 50 minus 5p plus 4p is equal to 44. So from here you'll get p is equal to 6. From here you're going to get p is equal to 6. So number of pens will basically be equal to 6. This is method number 1. Second way of solving two linear equations simultaneously is basically making the coefficient of one of the variables equal. Basically making coefficients of one of the variable equal. Now the first equation is n plus p is 10. Coefficients of both n and p is equal to 1. Second one is 5n plus 4p is equal to 44. So the coefficient of n is 5, coefficient of p is 4. So what I can do is I'm going to make the coefficients of p equal in both the equations. So I'm going to multiply my first equation by 4. I'm going to multiply my first entire equation by 4. If I'm going to do that, then I'm going to get 4n plus 4p is equal to 40. I'm going to get 4n plus 4p is equal to 40. Now what I can do is I can subtract second equation from first, or you can do the other way around also, that's completely your call. So this is your first equation, this is your second equation. So I'm going to subtract the second equation from the first one. So 4n minus 5n is minus n, 4p minus 4p is 0, 40 minus 44 is minus 4. So you're going to get n is equal to 4. Now once you get n is equal to 4, you can plug in the value of n in any of the two equations in order to find out the value of p. For example, if I'm going to plug it in the second one, then 5 into 4 plus 4p is equal to 44, so which will give you p is equal to 6. Which will give you p is equal to 6. So the number of pens he did purchase is equal to 6. The number of pens he did purchase is equal to 6. And that's your answer. Alright, now you just have to use this logic and you have to like simply solve question. There is no other theory part as far as solving of linear equations is concerned. You don't have to know any third thing. Okay. Alright, let's move on. So pause the video and try this question, please. Alright, let's try this one. Again, I don't believe in giving options unless and until they are like necessary, like the question can't be solved, because I want you to understand the concept and not which option is the correct answer. Okay, that's not my concern while giving you the questions. Anyways, let's move on. So 2y minus c is equal to 3c, and you do get questions like these in SAT exam. Okay, I'm not making these questions up. You do get these questions. Please make it up. Please make it a point. The questions that I'm solving are only pertaining to the exam. That's it. I don't solve any random question in these videos. Okay, they may be easy, they may be difficult also, but I only solve those questions which are pertaining to your exam. That's it, nothing else. So 2y minus c is equal to 3c, which means 2y is equal to 4c, which means y is equal to 2c. Question is find 3y in terms of c. I need 3y, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. So 3y is equal to 6, and that's your answer. That is your answer. Now, College Board has a specific way like of giving the answer. So it may happen that rather than giving you the option as 6c, they may also give you your option as 2 into 3c. Like there is no difference. They both are the same. They just happen to have a peculiar way of giving the options. That's it. Anyways, the answer is 6c, and now you'll be able to figure out which option is correct. Alright, let's move on to question number 2. So pause the video and try this one, please. Alright, let's try this one. This one is a bit difficult, no denying on that part, but anyways, let's try and solve this one. In a certain game, there are only two ways to score points. One way is worth 3 points and the other is worth 5 points. If Tamsin's total score is 61, which of the following could be the number of 3 points that Tamsin had? Alright, so there are only two ways. Either you can score 3 points or you can score 5 points. So let's do one thing. Let's assume that number of 3 points scored is x and number of 5 points scored is equal to y. So I can say that the total number of points scored by Tamsin will be equal to 3x plus 5y, and this here is equal to 61. Now in this case, I'm going to give you like two ways of solving this question. I'm not going to ask you, the first way is, if this question comes in the exam, I'm not going to ask you to do this question the rational way or the traditional way, because that's going to consume your time and I don't want you to waste your time. What you need to find out in this question, which of the following could be the number of 3 points scored by Tasmin. So basically you need to find out the value of x. Now if this question comes in exam, or if a question of this type comes in exam, what you are supposed to do is, you're supposed to plug in these values 10, 11, 12 and 13 one by one in place of x, and you're going to try and find out which of the following is going to give you an integer value of y. because the number of 5 points scored will have an integer value. Like for example, either you will score 6 5 points or 4 5 points or 3 5 points. You will never score a decimal number of 5 points, right? That's not possible. So you will plug in different values of x and you will try to find out that which of the following values, which of the following options is going to give you an integer value of y. Let's do that. So if I start with x is equal to 10, so 3 into 10 is 30. So 30 plus 5y is equal to 61, which will give you 5y is equal to 31. Now I know that if I'm going to divide 31 by 5, it's not going to give me an integer value. So x is equal to 10 is out. This is not my answer. Next I'm going to do x is equal to 11. So 3 into 11 is 33. 33 plus 5y is equal to 61. So 5y will be equal to 28. I again know that 28 divided by 5 is not going to give me an integer value. So this is also out. Next I'm going to take is x is equal to 12. So this is going to give me 36. 3 into 12 is 36 plus 5y is equal to 61. So 5y will be equal to 25. Now I know this is going to give me an integer value. So my answer is 12. You can try for 13 also. If you take x to be 13, then 3 into 13 is 39 plus 5y is equal to 61. So 5y will be equal to 22. Will y be an integer? No, it will not be an integer. So D is out, B is out, A is out. Your answer is option C. You just have to be like moderately good with calculations and you don't even have to write these steps. You can do mind calculations with the options. Now, if you're going to go the other way, that is the traditional way, then what do you have to do in this? You need the value of x, right? If I need the value of x, then x will be equal to 61 minus 5y divided by 3. X will be equal to 61 minus 5y divided by 3. Now you have to start with different integer values of y. For example, if I'm going to take, let me make a table here. If I'm going to take y to be 0, then x will be 61 divided by 3, which is not an integer, so this is out. Then you're going to take y to be 1, then 61 minus 5 is 56. 56 divided by 3 is again not an integer, so this is also out. Then you'll take x is equal to 2. 61 minus 10 is 61 minus 10 is 51. 51 divided by 3. Now interestingly, this is an integer and this is equal to 17. However, 17 is not the one of the options. So you're going to move forward. Then you're going to take y is equal to 3. So 5 into 3 is 15. 61 minus 15 is going to give you 46. So 46 divided by 3, again it's not an integer, so this is also out. And likewise you have to move on forward. So again you're going to end up with y is equal to 5. So 61 minus 25 will be 36. 36 by 3 is 12. You're going to get your answer, that is C, option number 12. So I guess the option way is a much better way in questions like these. Alright, so pause the video and try this question number 3, please. Alright, let's try this one. A faulty register on a certain day records only $x for every $6 deposit. Okay, so I need to write this piece of information. It says that it records $x for every $6 deposit. That means the actual value is $6. So if the value is $6, it records it as X dollars. What is X? We do not know that. It can be greater than 6, it can be less than 6. That is, it's something like this. You are putting in $6 into the record, but it's showing only X dollars. What is X? We do not know. The total balance showed at the end of the day is 13x by 4. Find the actual balance. So according to the records, the balance showed, total balance showed is 13x by 4. We need to find the actual balance. Now, if x dollars represents $6, then I can say that $1 would represent 6 by x dollars. Basically dividing both sides by x. So if x dollars represent $6 in deposit, then $1 would represent 6 by x dollars. Now the balance showed is 13x by 4. We need to find the actual balance. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to multiply 13x by 4, that is the total recorded balance, with 6 by x. So this is going to cancel, this is going to cancel, this will become 2, this will become 3. So this will basically become 39 divided by 2, which is like $19.5, which is like $19.5. So x dollars represent 6, then 13x by $4 would represent 19.5, and that's your answer. Alright, pause the video and try this question number 4, please. Alright, let's read the question. It says that Amanda has 7 times as many oranges as John. Jade has 3 times as many oranges as John. Amanda has 32 more oranges than Jade. Find the total number of oranges with John. Alright, so couple of things that is given to us in the question. So Amanda has 7 times as many oranges as John. Jade has 3 times as many oranges as John. Okay, so I'm gonna stay till here itself. Now the values of number of oranges with Amanda and Jade is given with respect to John for both of them. That is, Amanda has 7 times as many as John. Similarly, Jade has 3 times as many as John. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna assume that John has a total of x oranges, which means Amanda will have a total of 7x oranges, and which means Jade will have a total of 3x oranges. Okay, now moving on, Amanda has 32 more oranges than Jade, which means this basically says that Amanda minus Jade should be equal to 32. So 7x minus 3x is 4x, which is equal to 32, which will give us x is equal to 8. Find the total number of oranges with John. So John has a total of x oranges, hence your answer is 8. They could have also asked you find the total number of oranges with all the 3 people or with all the 3 friends. In that case, your answer is 11 times x, so that will be equal to 88. They could have also asked you like find the difference between the maximum and the minimum number of oranges with any of the 2 friends. The difference will be 7x minus 6, that's the maximum difference, which is 6x, which is equal to 48. Basically, once you have x, you can do anything. You can like answer any question that they ask you. Alright, let's move on. Okay, pause the video and try this question number 5, please. Alright, let's see what we can do with this one. In order to make a certain burger, restaurant needs half ounce of cheese. So I can say that one burger is half ounce of cheese. See, remember one thing, it's always better to write the statement, or it's always better to convert the statement into mathematical expressions. It's going to always help you, because with statements you have to read the entire information again and again. With mathematical expressions or with equations, it's easier because in one go you can understand what exactly it says. So I don't have to read this line again. I know I have decoded this line in this form. That is, one burger is half ounce of cheese. That's it. That's the only relevant information that I have. A total of 75 burgers have to be made. However, only 2 pounds of cheese is available. Okay. If 1 pound is equivalent to 16 ounces, so 1 pound is equivalent to 16 ounces, and we have a total of 2 pounds of cheese. So 2 pounds will be equal to 32 ounces. 1 pound is 16 ounces, so 2 pounds is 32 ounces. And it's also given to us that for one burger we need half ounce of cheese, which I can also rewrite as 2 burgers I need 1 ounce of cheese, basically multiplying by 2 on both the sides. So for one burger you need half ounce, so for 2 burgers you need 1 ounce, and we have a total of 32 ounces of cheese. So if 1 ounce is giving us 2 burgers, if 1 ounce is giving me 2 burgers, then 32 ounces will basically give me 64 burgers. Now the question also says that a total of 75 burgers have to be made. We need a total of 75 burgers. How many burgers will be made without cheese? Now 64 burgers can be made with cheese, and we need a total of 75 burgers. That means there will be 9 burgers which will be without cheese. There will be 9 burgers which will be without cheese, and that's your answer. It's a good grading question. Many of you won't read the question carefully. It happens during the exam. You won't even read the question carefully, and most of you would mark your answer as 64. Anyways, so this is a simple question, and the answer simply is 9 burgers, and that's it, nothing else. Alright, let's move on. Okay, so pause the video and try this question, please. Alright, let's try this one. So we have two equations, that is 2x minus y is equal to 8 and x plus 2y is equal to 4. Again, you can like either make the coefficients, sorry, this is equal to 4, not 8. You can either make the coefficients equal, or you can use the substitution method. I'm going to go with the substitution one. So from equation number 1, I can say that y will be equal to 2x minus 8. Y is equal to 2x minus 8, and I'm going to plug in this value here. So x plus 2 into 2x minus 8 is equal to 4. X plus 4x minus 16 is equal to 4. 5x is equal to 20, and x will be equal to 4. If x is equal to 4, plug it back in any of the two equations. I'm going to use the first one. If x is equal to 4, then 2 into 4 minus y is equal to 8, which is going to give me y is equal to 0. What's the equation? Find x plus y. So x plus y is simply 4 plus 0, that is equal to 4. X plus y is 4 plus 0, that is equal to 4. You could have done the other way also. It's completely your call. Alright. Pause the video and try this question, please. Alright, let's try this one. So 3.75 is 45 divided by y. We need to find the value of y. So 3.75, I can write 3.75 is 45 divided by y, which is also 375 divided by 100 is equal to 45 divided by y. Okay, so 20, and if I'm going to divide this by 5, then 5 sevens are 35. This will become 2, then 25 is 5. Okay, then with 5 again, so this will become 4, and this will become 15. So 15 by 4 is equal to 45 divided by y. This here becomes 3, and the value of y will simply be 3 by 4. The value of y is simply 3 by 4. And that's your answer. Now, if this question comes in the section where you can use the calculators, then you can like directly divide, and you can also get your answer in that case. Okay, did I do something wrong? Oh, sorry, my mistake. I've made an error. So this is basically 1 by 4 is equal to 3 by y. So this is gonna give us y is equal to 3 into 4, and y will be equal to 12. My mistake. It's not 3 by 4, the answer is 12. Sorry for the mistake, it's 12. I did a blunder, calculation blunder. Yeah, exactly. So coming back to that same point, if this question comes in the calculator one, then you can directly do like y is equal to 45 divided by 3.75, and this will directly give you an answer as 12. But I doubt if they're gonna give you this question, they will not give you in the section which is the one where you use the calculator, because in this question they can actually check your calculation skills also. Okay. All right, so pause the video and try this question number 8, please. All right, let's try this one. This seems to be a bit interesting in the previous questions. Okay, a cargo helicopter delivers only 100 pounds packages and 120 pound packages. Okay, for each delivery trip, the helicopter must carry at least 10 packages. Okay, so what we're going to do from the start itself, I'm going to define the number of 100-pound packages to be X, and I'm going to define 120-pound packages to be Y. Okay, rather than reading it again and again, 100 pound, 120 pound, I'm going to read it as X and Y. It's going to be convenient for me. So for each delivery trip, the helicopter must carry at least 10 packages, which means X plus Y at least means greater than or equal to, should be greater than or equal to 10. That's my first equation. Again, the same thing. Whenever you get a statement, try to decode it in form of equations. It's going to be easier for you. And the total weight of the packages can be at most 1100 pounds. Now, if I have X packages of 100 pounds, I can say their total weight will be 100X. And if I have Y packages of 120 pound, I can say that their total weight will be 120Y. So 100X plus 120Y, and this says at most. At most is less than or equal to, this is less than or equal to 1100. What is the maximum number of 120-pound packages that the helicopter can carry per trip? So basically I need to maximize Y. I need to maximize Y. I need to maximize this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these. I don't need these anymore. So my first equation is X plus Y greater than or equal to 10. And second equation in the simplest form can be written as 10X plus 12y is less than or equal to 110. I can simplify this further and I can write this as 5x plus 6y is less than or equal to 55. So 5x plus 6y is less than or equal to 55, and I have to maximize the value of y. Alright, now what can we do? Let's consider the scenario. Let's consider the scenario when y is equal to 10. Let's consider the scenario when y is equal to 10. If I'm going to take y to be 10, and let's take in that case that x is equal to 0. Let's say that x is equal to 0. If I'm going to take y to be 10, because x plus y, the minimum value is 10. So if I'm going to take y to be 10 and x to be 0, this is 0 here. And if I'm going to plug this in the second equation, I'm going to get 5 into 0 plus 6 into 10, which is 60. That is less than 55, and that's not possible. That is not possible. Okay, so this won't work. This won't work. So let's do one thing, then let's take y to be 9. Let's take y to be 9. If I'm going to take y to be 9, then what's going to happen? 6y will become 54. This will become 54. Fine, this satisfies, the weight satisfies, no problem in that. But if I'm going to take y to be 9, then x has to be 0. Because if I take x to be 1, then this weight will become 5 and the total weight will become 59. But if I don't take x to be 1, then x plus y greater than or equal to 10 is not satisfying. Then x plus y greater than or equal to 10 is not satisfying. So this is also not working. Then the third case that I'm going to take is, I'm going to take y to be 8. I'm going to take y to be 8. If I'm going to take y to be 8, 6 into 8 is going to give me a value of 48. Now if I'm going to take y to be 8, then x needs to have a minimum value of 2, because x plus y is greater than or equal to 10. If I take x to be 2, then 5 into 2 will become 10, and this value will become a total of 58, which is not less than 55. So this also doesn't satisfy. This also doesn't satisfy. I'm going with the minimum possible values of x and y. That's why when I took y to be 8, I took x to be 2 automatically. This is also not satisfying. Then the next value of y that I'm going to take is 7. Now understand, since I had to maximize y, that's why I started with 10. If I had to minimize, then I would have started with 0. I had to maximize y, that's why I started with 10, because the maximum value that y can take is equal to 10. Alright, when y is 7, then 6 into 7 is 42. In that case, x has to be 3, because it says at least. It says at least 10. So if this is 3, then this will become 15. Then this will give you an overall sum of 57. And this will give you an overall sum of 57. This is also out, because I need a weight of less than or equal to 55. Next case I'm going to take when x is equal to 6. Sorry, when y is equal to 6, my mistake. When y is 6, then this will become 36. In that case, the minimum value of x that I have to take is 4. If I'm going to take this to be 4, then this will automatically become 20. And this total will become 56. Again, this is also not satisfying. Then the next case that I have to take is when y is equal to 5. And I think this will satisfy. When y is 5, then this will become 30. And if this is 5, then this will become 25. And this will become 55. And this is satisfying both the equations. So the maximum number of 120-pound packages that the helicopter can carry is equal to 5. You can plug in the value in the original equation to verify your answer also. 120 into 5 is 600. 100 into 5 is 500. This is going to give you an answer of 600 plus 500, that is 1100. If you do it with the help of inequality, it's going to be a bit cumbersome. Let me solve it that way also for you. For example, if you try solving the inequalities, from the first one I'm going to get that y is greater than or equal to 10 minus x. But in the second equation, I'm going to get 5x plus 6 into greater than or equal to 10 minus x is less than or equal to 55. 5x plus greater than or equal to 60 minus 6x is less than or equal to 55. So if I'm going to take the boundary case, then I'm going to remove this inequality signs. So I'm going to get 5x plus 60 minus 6x is equal to 55, and from here I'm going to get x is equal to 5. So this is like, it's my lucky day. I'm getting an integer answer while solving the inequality. It's not going to happen always. It's just that it's my lucky day that I'm getting x is equal to 5. It may happen that you won't get x is equal to 5. Then the problem comes with the inequality, which way it should be. Should it be greater than or should it be less than? So rather than doing it this way, it's better if you take the values and check your answer. That will be a much better approach than this one. And if you go a step further in solving this inequality, then you're going to have 5x greater than or equal to 60 minus less than or equal to 55, and this is going to be greater than or equal to minus 6x. This is equal to 0. So if you're going to solve this, you're going to get that greater than or equal to 5, and taking this and this on the other side, you're going to get that this is less than or equal to x. So this will become a bit cumbersome for you to solve. So the minimum value that you're going to get is x is equal to 5. Apart from that, this inequality also tells us that the value of x can be 5 or greater than 5, like 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on and so forth. Those all values are possible, which we have already seen. Okay. Alright, so this one was a bit difficult, no denying on that part. And if this comes as a gradient question, then yes, it's going to be a bit difficult. You just have to be patient with some of the questions. So as I've told you in the before, like in the starting of the video, you do get the easiest questions, but you do also get the difficult questions also from this chapter. And you do get like almost like 8 to 9 questions from this chapter in one form or the other. Alright. Okay, so pause the video and try this one. This is going to be a bit easy. Alright, let's try this one. So I have 2w plus 4t is equal to 14, and I have 4w plus 5t is equal to 25. You need to find the value of 2w plus 3t. Now, one way of solving this question is you actually find out the value of w and t, you plug it back in place of w and t in 2w plus 3t, and you find out your answer. Another is my realization and my presence of mind. Once I'm going to write these equations one below the other, it should come to my realization, and this will only come with practice. Okay, this will only come with practice. I should come to my realization that if I have 2w plus 4t equals to 14 and 4w plus 5t equals to 25, if I'm going to add these two equations, I'm going to get 6w plus 9t, which is basically equal to 39. I'm going to get 6w plus 90, which is basically equal to 39. And now I would realize that this number here is basically a multiple of 2w plus 3t. That is, if I'm going to multiply 2w plus 3t with 3, I'm going to end up with 9w, sorry, not 9w, I'm going to end up with 6w plus 90. I'm going to end up with 6w plus 90. So if you want 2w plus 3t from 6w plus 90, better divide it by 3. Divide both sides by 3. So you're going to get 2w plus 3t, which is equal to 30. And that's your answer. So what is the value of 2w plus 3t? The value is simply equal to 30. And that's it. Otherwise, yes, you can calculate the value of w, you can calculate the value of t, you can plug it, and you can also find out your answer. But these things are going to actually save your time in the exam. These things are going to actually save your time in the exam. Observation skills, like you need to have that understanding, and more important that you need to have that astuteness while you're solving the questions. You need to look for hints, you need to look for these things which are going to actually help you. It doesn't matter whether you're good at maths, whether you're not good at maths. These are like observation skills. These things are not testing your mathematical abilities. Okay. Anyways, let's move on. So pause the video and try this question number 10, please. Alright, let's try this one. A group of 202 people went on an overnight campaigning trip, taking 60 tents with them. Okay, so we have a total of 202 people. Where they went, how they went, that's none of my concern, and they have 60 tents with them. Some of the tents had held 2 people each, rest held 4 people each. Okay, so at the start itself, let's assume that the number of tents having 2 people each is equal to x, and the number of tents having 4 people each, let's take it to be y. So total number of people living in x tents will become 2x, and total number of people living in y tents will become 4y. Assuming all the tents were filled to the capacity and every person got to sleep in a tent, exactly how many of the tents were 2% tents? Okay. So I have a total of 60 tents, which means x plus y will be 60, because total number of 2 people tent is x and total number of 4 people each tent is equal to y. So this is 60. Second thing is, I can also say that 2x plus 4y, this is equal to 202, because 2x represents the total number of people in tent having 2 people each, and 4y represents the total number of people in tents having 4 people each. Again, you have two equations, solve it the way you want to solve it. In this case, I'm going to solve it by making the coefficients equal. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2, 2x plus 2y, and 60 will become 120. Then I'm going to do equation 1 minus equation 2. So 2x minus 2x is 0, 2y minus 4y is minus 2y, and 120 minus 202 is minus 82. So this is going to give you y is equal to 41. If y is 41, then x is equal to 9. What's the question? How many of the tents were 2% tents, 2% tents were x? That's the answer is 90. That's it. If the question was 4 people, then it's 41. If they ask you the difference, then you can also do 41 minus 19. That's completely your call, whichever way you want to do it. So the answer to this question is simply 90. Again, you have to see the process remains the same. You have to read the question, figure out the variable, form the equation, and simply solve the equation. There is no fourth step, nothing else that you need to know apart from this. Alright, let's try question number 11 also. Pause the video and try this one, please. Okay, a certain shipping company charges $3.99 per pound of packages of 15 pounds or less and $3.49 per pound of packages weighing more than 15 pounds. Okay, so I'll have to add this information. A certain shipping company charges $3.99 per pound for packages of 15 pounds or less. So that is for 15 pounds or less. Fine. And $3.49 per pound for packages weighing more than 15 pounds. Okay. If Lyle sends two 10-pound packages, okay, so Lyle sends two 10-pound packages. So she'll have to pay a total of 2 into 10 into 3.99. Because for 15 pounds or less, we need to pay $3.99 per pound. So total cost that she'll be paying is 20 into 3.99, which is $79.8. Which is $79.8. And Gretchen sends one 20-pound package. So Gretchen sends one 20-pound package. So she'll be paying a total of 20 into 3.49. So 20 into 3.49 will give you a total of $69.8. What is the difference in their total cost? So the difference in their total cost, you can see it for yourself, that is $10. That is $10 and that's your answer. Okay, so these are the type of questions where you have to solve the linear equations. You have to form it and then you have to solve it. Okay, so this is like the first type of problem that you will be facing from this chapter, linear equations. Okay, so let's keep it till here for this video because we have already done it for 50 minutes. The second part of this where you have to form the linear equation, that we'll discuss in the next video. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you have learned something new which is important for your exam. So please subscribe to the channel for more videos and exam related content. Please like the video and share it with your friends also so that they can also learn it. If you have any doubts, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, queries, you can either WhatsApp me, you can mail me, or you can drop in a comment below the video. If you're looking for any personalized classes, you can always connect with us. You can drop a mail, you can also connect with us on the WhatsApp. So thank you so much guys. Keep watching and keep learning. Thank you so much.